Today I've got a very special video with a very special vehicle. Stay with me to find out more. We start the story down in northwest London at Cartopia. The plan was to drive the Carver S three-wheeled electric tricycle from London to Leeds without using any motorways and to only use public charging facilities. As the Carver has a limited range of up to about 50 miles, there would need to be multiple stops along the way.
So, thank you, William. Much appreciated.
Pleasure.
I've got a nice long drive now, so I'm looking forward to that. But we'll see how we get on.
Good luck.
And see you later.
I was keen to get moving and take advantage of as much daylight as possible, so I didn't set up any cameras in the Carver itself before departing London. As I was starting with a full battery, the first stop was going to be a big hop. I decided I'd be able to make it as far as Biggleswade, north of Stevenage.
So, I picked not a great day for it, but basically the journey's begun. I'm currently in the car park charging, so the Carver is over there. And it's covered up to just make sure no rain can get in, but he's peeing it down basically. So we're plugged into a charger there, and I've got the adapter in, and then the Carver is charging.
Next stop was St Neots Tesco to the west of Cambridge.
So we're charging on a pod point at Tesco, and there's the little adapter that does the connection for 13 amp socket, and then we've got the trailing cable into the back of the car over there. And if we lift that up, there's the charging door. So, yeah. Okay, so stop number 2 is Tesco St Neots. It's one of the big Tesco stores. So I'm plugged in charging. I've just been for a sandwich and a drink and whatever. You got the meal deal, got some cake and a banana as well, and then we're plugged in charging and we're at 61.5% at the minute. So I'll just show you some of the interior while we're waiting for that to happen. Just give me a second and I'll switch over the video. So there we've got the main dashboard screen. We're at 61.8%. The creeping bars there across the top just sort of animate filling up and emptying out while it's charging. Obviously we've got the word charging there as well. We've got the red light on the left there with the little plug icon, and we've got a power icon over there. That just comes on because we're plugged in, I think. We do have the neutral lit up there. There's the banana, there's the crisps, those are 2 cubby holes either side, and we've also got one down there with the drinking. I won't be able to leave that there when I'm driving, find a better place for it. And then we've got the horn in the middle of the steering wheel. We've got the indicators. Basically the light stalk doesn't really do anything because it's a motorbike class, so it's got to have lights on all the time, but there is a flasher and a full beam. Indicators work as you'd expect, and there's a wiper stalk. Where's that? Can't really see that because the steering wheel's in the way. There's the wiper stalk. There's functions on there it doesn't do. It's a very basic thing. It's either on or it's on fast. So yeah, but that's the interior. I've got my phone holder there, Carver branded. I've got the window blowers either side. There's one there, and then if you just look down here, we've got the windscreen heater, so I can use that to demist the windscreen. And then we've got the sliding windows. Oops. So, and you can see the rain's awful, and we're next to the trolley park. So, yep. So I think I need about 75% for the next stop, so we're just waiting to get to that and then I'll be on my way again. So talk to you in a bit.
After St Neots, the plan was to head to Tesco Extra at Corby, east of Leicester. However, it didn't go to plan. The departure from St Neots was fine, but traffic was getting busier and the weather was still awful. I hadn't recorded as much travelling footage as I'd originally intended, in part due to the weather and in part due to wanting to just keep moving rather than faffing around starting and stopping cameras. Additionally, I hadn't realised that my compact camera was looking through part of the windscreen that was below the sweep of the wiper, so the footage isn't really any good. I couldn't have picked a worse day for this journey.
So it's 8:40 at night. I'm at a Tesco Extra at Corby, and I got here a lot later than I intended. I've been here quite a while now. Carver's been on charge. I've been in the store, used the facilities, grabbed a snack, but basically had a couple of mistakes with the navigation, and with all the traffic around 6 p.m. pushing on the A1, that caused me to go faster than probably I should have been going, and I ran out of juice. So I knew I was getting extremely low. The Carver came up with battery low warning, so I pulled into a village hoping maybe I'd find a pub or something. I found a pub, pulled into there. Unfortunately, it was a derelict, so that was a bit of a pain. Anyway, somebody turned up on the plot of land and let me in there, in terms of he'd put a cable in. I've got a long cable with me in the boot, so I got an emergency charge there in order to just move on to the next charger. I was only about 4 miles short of where I needed to be, but it wasn't worth the risk. So they recommended, but you know, they weren't an electric car sort of driver. They said, oh, go to the Holiday Inn, they've got chargers. Unfortunately, when I got to the Holiday Inn, they were tethered chargers, BP Pulse. So I had to beg at the Holiday Inn, and they found me an outdoor socket, thankfully, so I'm really pleased. Really great thanks to the Holiday Inn at Corby. So I got an emergency charge there, enough to get me to where I am now, but a lot later than planned. So it's a Tesco Extra, it's Corby, and the next stop hopefully is Melton Mowbray Tesco, but I'm a lot later than I intended to be. So all those people that advised me that I shouldn't be doing it, yep, you're right. Anyway, it's an adventure. I'll see you on the next one. It's just after 10:20. I arrived a few minutes ago at Melton Mowbray Tesco. So I'm plugged in already, charging, just sitting in the car a minute. I arrived at 30% charge, and I'm already at 42%. At the last stop there, I noticed some clicking sounds, so presumably contactors with the battery management system, when it hit 85%. So I'm pretty sure, and from the view on the display, it slows down like other big cars with batteries, bigger batteries. The battery management system's protecting it from 85% onwards, and the charging rate comes down in the curve. So it was basically time to move on. I just gave it a little bit extra, but it was taking a lot longer to do after 85%. So it was time to move on. I figured that I had enough charge to reach this next stop. So I'm here, and it took, I don't know, about 20 minutes or so. So just like the rest of the electric cars, it seems that, you know, you don't charge much beyond 85% if you don't need to, because it slows down, and it's better to get on to the next stop and then charge again. So that's what I've done. I'm losing my voice a little bit. I don't know if it's because it's the cold, wet weather or something. So I'm probably going to pop into the Tesco while it's still open. I've seen people going in, so I think it must be a midnight closing one, but I haven't checked. So I'll probably pop in, use the facilities while I can. Just treating it like services somewhat, but that's what I have to do. So I'll talk to you on the next one when I arrive at the next place. Okay, see you then. I've just made a sort of, I think it's a 6-mile hop from one Tesco to another, just to improve on the charge quality, because the last one it started charging slowly, and I'm trying to get towards Doncaster, but there's a bit of a hop, so the route planner's not doing a great job of knowing about all these pod points at Tesco, but the Tesco ones I think are the most reliable at this sort of time of night. You know, there's some pod points at Aldi and the like and Lidl, but those sometimes are restrictive with car parking, and Tesco I think you can rely on a bit more. So I'm on another pod point at a big Tesco. Obviously the store's shut now at this time of day, but the roads were empty, so it didn't take long to get here, and I'm just going to try and get enough to get me a decent hop again, and probably have a bit of a kip now. So slowly moving north, but it is taking longer than I thought. Anyway, see you at the next stop. Just arrived at Pod Point at Tesco again. This time we're at Worksop. So it's a big superstore. We've got 4 pod points. I'm the only one using some. It's nearly 5 o'clock in the morning, so it's taking a lot longer than I thought. I stayed at the last stop a bit longer than maybe I should. But you know, got here comfortably, which was fine. It's just bitter cold out, so I've had to use some of those chemical warmer things to warm my hands. I'm just going to take a bit of a snooze now while the car charges. So we're getting there slowly. Yep. Talk to you in a bit. It's 6:20 in the morning. I've managed to get to Tesco Extra at Doncaster. We're currently on charge, 49%, hoping to get to about 80%. I think the next hop is going to be Castleford Retail Park near Escape. There's some pod point charges there, so although there's not a Tesco, I think it's probably a reasonable jump to go and use those pod points. Hopefully they won't all be in demand. Well, I've just arrived at Junction 32 Retail Park, just off the M62. It's 9:20 in the morning, and the weather's completely different. I've got the sun in my eyes and I'm squinting. There's been a bit of rain, but it's basically sunshine now, and it's starting to warm up, thankfully. So I'm on about 43% of charge at the minute. and obviously need to get that up to a decent amount before I make what might be the final hop. I need to do some planning and check that. Need to see what range I've got. But it's not a Tesco this time, it's just a retail car park. It is Pod Point again, so the same sort of stubby thing. I don't know if you can see that, I can't see for the reflections with the sun, but it's one of those stubby posts, and I'm just plugged in waiting for it now. So nearly home, but it's been a hard slog. I think this is a one-off, won't be doing this again. Google says I'm only 14 miles from home, so I should be able to make that very easily on the 47% I've now got. So I'm going to unplug and get going. I'll see you when I get there.
After 24 hours and 240 miles, with all the stops, the charging, the navigation mistakes, the running out of juice, the snoozing, it's been quite an adventure. Probably one not to be repeated. I don't recommend it. I was really tired when I got home. Didn't get a lot of sleep in the snooze stops, but it's been an adventure. I'm sort of glad I did it, but I don't want to do it again. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.